Welcome to the 2019-20 Beacon Grant webinar. My name is Chelsea and I help run the Community Investments Program along with Colleen. Our office is known by a lot of different names: Lodge Grants, SIP Grants, and Programs Department. However, if you're looking for grants, we're the people to contact. We're here almost every Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 4:30. So please give us a call or email us and we are happy to provide program information and assistance. Our contact information is included at the end of the webinar. So, this year we have some good news. The Beacon Grant has been bumped up to $2,500. So thanks to the Board of Trustees, we're now able to give lodges more funds to do great work in their community. So $2,500 will be available to every lodge. The application opens up on April 1st along with all of our other grants and closes on December 31st. All of the projects must be completed by March 31st, 2020. So here are the rules of the Beacon Grant. So Beacon grants must be new. All grants are intended to allow the lodge to expand its charitable efforts, but the Beacon Grant specifically cannot be used for a project that has previously been funded by the lodge. All funds must be for a new project or to expand an existing project by increasing the number of people served or extending the event to another time of year. Beacon grants must also be ongoing, at least annually. Depending on the project, consider trying to make your project quarterly, monthly, or weekly. Some of the best projects we've seen happen more than just once a year. Another aspect of the Beacon Grant is that it must be Elks-led. Involvement is one of the key components of a Beacon Grant project. If your lodge's application does not include significant involvement, we cannot approve the application. So make sure the lodge is in charge of the grant funds and there are a great deal of opportunities for members to be involved. And lastly, the Beacon Grant must be an activity. It cannot simply be a donation of funds or supplies. Beacon grants cannot be split between charitable populations. It should be focused on serving one group of individuals through ongoing activities. Again, the project must be new the first time the lodge applies. Ideally, lodges will use their Beacon Grant for the same successful project year after year. So let's take a look at some projects that would qualify and some that would not. So our projects must go beyond a donation of funds and supplies. They're meant to get lodges actively involved and encourage other members to join in. So, for example, the dictionary project does not qualify for the Beacon Grant. However, Elks-led youth reading fair at a local school or at the lodge itself would be something that would. Donations to Wounded Warriors. While we understand that the lodge would like to support veterans, we are looking for projects with more active involvement from Elks. So, for example, a biannual Wounded Warrior outing would qualify. Also, Little League sponsorships. Those would be considered donations, so they don't qualify. However, hosting a baseball clinic for youth in need would be ideal. Some lodges do have the space to do that. We've seen lodges host golf clinics and other sports clinics on their property, so that's something to consider. Also, purchasing equipment for scouts would not qualify, but partnering with scouts on quarterly service projects such as assembling kits of with hygiene items for people experiencing homelessness would qualify. Likewise, a donation to DARE does not qualify for a Beacon Grant. But lodges should consider directing drug-free activities for teens on a monthly basis. Things like movie nights or game nights, service learning opportunities, things of that nature. And lastly, Flag Day dinner for Elks who are veterans would not qualify because grants are supposed to help people in need and also not be to the benefit of members. So the lodge might want to think about hosting monthly activities for residents at the VA hospital. So here's an example of a Great Beacon Grant project. Grand Junction, Colorado, lodge number 575 organizes an annual prom attire giveaway. The event attracts students from across the valley, and volunteers spend time helping students pick the perfect outfit for their fun-filled event. With the help of a Beacon Grant and clothing donations from the community, the lodge was able to collect 1,200 dresses. So we also offer Instagrams for Beacon grants as well. So if you need ideas of a project and would like something that the lodge can pick up and easily replicate in their community, we would really encourage the lodge to consider an Instagram. So more ideas for Instagrams can be found at enf.elks.org/beacon grants. The project that's used as an example here is Beyond the Basket. So we know a lot of lodges like to host holiday food basket programs. However, we know that the greatest need for food tends to be during the spring and summer months when food pantries don't get as many donations. So we ask lodges to consider fighting hunger all year long by starting a project that doesn't just happen during the holidays, uh, like a traditional food basket program typically does. So you can get started by asking your local food pantry or school if the food basket or weekend summer backpack programs already exist. If they do, ask if there's a need to expand the reach or about ways your lodge can partner with them to deliver foods to those who need it most. To make the project successful, you may need to shop and deliver items throughout the year. Whether you have 5 or 50 volunteers, supplying those in need with food is an easy project to take on. You can make it your own by deciding will you use baskets, bags, or backpacks? Will it be once a month, every weekend, or throughout the summer? Think about other components such as providing books to children, hygiene kits, or even clothing. So an example is Portsmouth, New Hampshire, lodge number 97. It works within 68 hours of hunger to do just that, combat hunger that children face over the weekend. The lodge oversees a program during the months of October through June, and each week Elks help to package the groceries and then deliver the supplies to the 6 schools that participate in the program. So that's the end of our webinar. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. We're more than willing to help you decide on a project. Our number is 773-755-4730. And of course, you can always email us at lodgegrants@elks.org. Thank you for listening.